Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to our show, Influence of War, for our fourth episode. Here we'll tell you how the war in Ukraine affected the economic and even cultural aspects of different countries. This European nation, which I'm going to talk about right now, is famous for football clubs such as Barcelona, its famous dish paella, and even its famous dance flamenco. And of course, I'm talking about our today's special entrant, in this case, Spain. In general terms, experts assure that a slowdown in the Spanish economy will be noticeable, as well as higher inflation levels. In addition, the main consequence today is an increase in raw materials such as oil and gas. In June 2022 alone, inflation was 10.2%, which was the highest level in 37 years. Without the government stabilization and even some cushioning measures, it would possibly be even much higher. On July 19, Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez presented his second anti-crisis package to combat the effects of inflation and, of course, help those most in need. The most important measures of the package, which you should remember in general, are the introduction of extraordinary taxes for electricity companies and banks, the promotion of social housing, a temporary subsidy for local public transport, and additional payments for scholarships. In the case of the electricity companies and banks, which I mentioned before, the aim is to skim off so-called excess profits, which were made in the course of the price increases for tax purposes. By taxing the electricity companies, the Spanish government expects to collect approximately 2 billion euros per year. The announced tax on financial institutions is expected to bring another 1.5 billion into the state. Various groups and banks affected by this have reacted to the announcement with criticism, of course, and are reserving the right to take legal action against it. Furthermore, and please take note of that who are listening, Spanish banks paid out dividends of more than 3.5 billion euros in the first quarter of this year alone, and a total of over 13.4 billion euros last year. Now, let's get down to business regarding the price of gas and oil. Taking into account that Spain is not a gas and oil producing country, we can say that both resources are the main factor impacting the Spanish economy. According to Business Insider, the day of the invasion of Ukraine began, the price of gas shot up by 30% alone, and oil climbed to, and I quote this, $100 per barrel. Besides, we know that gas provides electricity not only at the commercial level, but also in Spanish households, which are currently affected by an increase in their monthly energy bill of about 17%. On the other hand, Russia is one of the main oil exporting countries, and it is estimated that almost 5% of Spain's oil imports come from this nation alone, which means, once again, a price increase that affects the commercial sector in Spain. The increase in the price of petroleum, therefore, leads to an increase in transportation prices, which is logistics in this case, as well as in air fuel, which can result in long-distance trips being penalized due to the high cost involved. In the same vein, electricity supply in Europe is expected to continue to increase if the war continues, since Russia is the largest gas producer and approximately 40% of the gas used in the European Union comes from that territory alone. In this sense, over the years, the visit of Russian tourists has meant an important income in the Spanish economy, and the data confirms this in 2019 when the country received more than, and I quote this statistic, 1.8 million Russian tourists who spent around 2 billion euros in Spain. That is all for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and smash the notification bell for additional content about economics worldwide.